Hi guys, hi class 6, how are you doing today? Hi Sunflower, hi Siddhi, Arushi, Divyanshu, all you heroes, and yes Shreya, how are you all doing? Bharat Mata, how are you? Shreya, I hope everyone is doing good and you enjoyed your weekend. And now the unlock has started. This is the first unlock. Let's see what happens in this, and we hope to get together soon in school. But it'll be in a very different way. Whatever, let's wait for the time. When the time comes, we'll see. Till then, let's start this. We were on this part of this section. We were on your what is it called? Early Humans Part 2. We were on that part of where we were talking about the past. Okay, so we were learning. I was explaining you basically all about how they were producing food, how they wondered. The people wondered how they lived in the past, how did they eat, what clothes did they wear, what kind of houses did they live in, what games did their children play, and what kind of schools did they attend. The study of history is going to help us to give all these answers. This is what is there in the book. Okay, so that is in the chapter 1 we did, and then in chapter 2 what did we have? In chapter 2 came up I guess the early humans part 1 came, the stone age came. We had done that stone age. I have given you the question answers of stone age also. Everything is done for you, and I have, yes, I have given you all information about these. Everything is given to you. Now we are on the part of the early humans part 2. Like in the early humans part 2, what all happened and what all was doing. So we first started with the plants type of the agriculture. How did they start producing food? So that I have gone through with you, and I've taken you through a little bit. So I want to just read with you from some parts, and after that I'll explain again. So that will be much more easier for us to understand, and we can go take it part by part. So after leading a nomadic life for thousands of years, humans gradually began to settle down to live in one place. I have explained all these things, but these are also in the book, so you can compare what I told you, and that's going to help you out a lot. This process started about 1,000 years ago. I have told you, during the New Stone Age, many new developments during this time changed the course of life of the early humans. So I had told you what happened, how did they stop gathering, but their gathering and finding was not stopped. Actually, they wanted to go from place to place, but when they got the idea that cultivating the crops, uh, they must have thrown away any seed carelessly, and must have got sprouted, or it must have come out with leaves, and then the link between the seed and the plant. Then they were able to know about the cereals also that were grown, were wheat and barley. Uh, then they started cultivating more food crops. Then they had the sickles, many found from the Neolithic sites. They may have used to harvest crops for cutting the crops, like our school auntie, ayah aunties, they cut the grass with the sickle, and thus they, from the food gatherer, humans became food producers. They got into that agricultural type of life of these early humans. Now their life was settled. They did not have to go from place to place to look for food or for eat food. So now they knew that one place, that whatever we are doing, we have food here. We don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, so they stayed in one place and grew crops. Okay, they made houses also there to stay there. They cultivated the field, hunted animals, and made tools and weapons also. Now what happened? The shifting. Okay, let's read the shift from gathering. Okay, the shift from gathering food to growing, it was a major event. It is, however, important to understand that changes do not happen in the course of few years. It takes time for a change to happen. Humans adopted and perfected farming over several thousands of years. Then only we got this actual farming which has come in, which is still being modified, which is still being developed. Also, they continued to hunt animals and food gather food even after they started cultivating crops. That habit could not change, so they were into that. It takes time for a person or a group to change from old things to come into a new thing. We take time. Still now also we take time. This COVID, now this face mask is going to be with us for quite a long time. So it will take us time to develop. You have to wear gloves also. While wearing gloves, you won't be able to use the mobile properly. So that is going to be an issue. So we have to find out ways how we are going to go ahead and do it. So mobile usage during this can be done in this way, that we can say that while being outside we might be using the mobile less from now on. So that will be good. It's going to give rest to our brains, to our eyes, to our mind, mentally, physically. Excuse me. We will be much more alert. So that will help us. When we are with gloves, the finger pad becomes big and you are not able to click it on that touchpad phone. So that's going to be a problem. So that's the main issue. So that may be a good reason. We should not take it as a negative thought. So it takes time to get into a change and come into a new habit. Okay. So how humans domesticated animals? I'm just reading through. Besides cultivating crops, early humans also started domesticating animals. They tamed animals which are gentle by nature. Animals such as the dog, pig, goat, sheep, cattle, horse and donkeys were domesticated. Goats and cattle provided milk. Sheep provided wool. The horse and the donkey were tamed to carry burden. Animals were also a source of meat. So now what meat they ate before also we don't know, but they used to eat all type of meats as far as the information is there. So meat was not that they had to eat goat meat or they had to eat sheep meat. Whatever they got, they hunted, they ate. But gradually they changed it to a taste, that which we don't know. By the time we go into more into it, we'll come to know. Now then, pottery, modern utensils or modern big places to store grains and to make those pots for water and for withstanding heat, so they could cook also in it, so heat it as well. So that clay thing came inside, the mud, the pottery thing came, and so for that making that pottery things, you need to make it round. How will you make it round? That is the time that pottery wheel came in. The potter's wheel, it is called in history. I don't want to go too much into it, it will become a headache because you are class 6. So I had a huge explanation about it. So sometime later I'll tell you when the school open. So the main thing is the potter's wheel came in, and it did not invent in India. It was invented somewhere else, which carried on till here. Okay. So that's the potter's wheel which you have to turn. It turns and he turns it around with a stick or with a hand or something during that time. And they saw that this thing is turning. Okay. First it was baked by hand. They were trying to make something or other, some shape, and you cannot have a round shape with the hand, but you can come close to it. But if a wheel is constantly turning around, if you hold something, it's going to take the right time and shape, and it's going to save much more time. So this is the time when the potter's wheel came in. You will see in the marketplaces, you will see these people sit with the wheel and they turn it around and it goes around, and they put mud on top of it and clay and then try to make those shapes and all whatever you have. So later they also started glazing and decorating the pots. Glazing means they started painting it and also again heating it, so that glaze used to come on it. And after that they started decorating the pots, painting them. So this thing started a long time ago during the early humans. So these things were started. Then they started inventing the wheel. They saw that if a wheel can turn around on a flat base like this with a pointed thing, then why cannot it roll? So the invention of wheel was an important step towards progress. Now when the wheel comes, people don't have to walk. So if they have two wheels, if you have a chariot, you can put load on top of it and push it. It will take less time, it will take more stuff on it, it will take more weight on it. People can sit in place of where 4 people walking, while 4 people can sit together. It can be pulled by a donkey or by horse. So whatever the transportation started, it takes much more lesser time, and it saves energy as well. So we do not know actually the idea how the wheel occurred to early humans. Possibly a log or a stone rolling towards sparked of this in their brain. Something rolling, coming towards you, rolling down. So you'll think if it's a much more better way, so we can make. So the wheel made life easier. People could now go from place to place to another much faster than before. They could also move heavy objects very easily. The wheel was also improved. The wheel also improved pottery making. The potter's wheel came to be used during this period. So we are just keeping it short and simple so that it's useful to you. Okay. So now Just think how would have been the life without a wheel today. If you don't have a wheel, or if you don't have a car, if you don't have an auto, if you don't have a cycle, how will you do? Can you think of just only walking around? Or you'll go mad sometimes, isn't it? So this is what actually happens when there is a lot of things which don't take place in the right place in the right time. If you think how people really did, but they did, and slowly things came into action, and things developed. Okay, and progress also started like this. So that's how the revolution started and evolved from one thing to another. Okay, so I'll come back in the next video, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye bye, see you in the next video.